What's up, everybody? Kyle here at Let's Talk Wax, and I hope everyone is doing great. Today, I'm bringing you 5 more sleeper prospects to check out this offseason, including one of the youngest players in Low A and one of the biggest power prospects in the entire minor leagues. Before we get started, I wanted to remind y'all about the sleeper prospect qualifications. First, a player can exceed rookie limits, meaning they have to have less than 130 MLB plate appearances. Second, each player's Bowman Chrome first auto must not exceed $50. And last, players must be outside of the MLB Top 100 prospects list. I have also created a ranking system to give each sleeper prospect their own personal score. Let's take a look at it now. The ranking system has 8 different variables in which each prospect is graded on: cost, batting average, home runs, stolen bases, K percentage, ISOP, defensive value, and age for level. Each variable is given a numerical score of -1, 0, 1, or 2, making a 16 out of 16 a perfect score. I did a more extensive breakdown of the different sabermetrics in my first Sleeper Prospects video. If you haven't seen it, I'll put a link to the description in it so you can check it out. I also swapped WRC Plus out with defensive value on this video. Finally, all stats are from the most recent season played, which would be 2021 for all players. Now that we're up to date on our ranking system, let's check out our 5 sleeper prospects for this video. These players are going to be ranked numerically in order from worst to best, and hitting in the leadoff spot for this episode is 23-year-old Cleveland Indians outfield prospect Oscar Gonzalez. Gonzalez has had somewhat of a breakout season in 2021. He has hit close to or above 300 at almost every level throughout his entire minor league career, which began all the way back in 2015. Gonzalez has always had a little bit of pop, but he made his strongest showing in the power department this season, hitting 31 home runs with a 248 ISOP. Along with his blossoming power, Gonzalez has a quality hit tool and a low 22% K rate through AA and AAA. There is some downside to Oscar Gonzalez, though. He has an overly aggressive approach at the plate with a 112 to 22 K to walk ratio and a career walk rate right around 3%. He is also an average runner who will most likely not steal bases and profile in a corner outfield spot, putting a bit of extra pressure on his bat. Gonzalez ranks a 6 out of 16 on our grading scale, and you can buy his Bowman Chrome Autos in 2020 Bowman for around $30. We had a 3-way tie for second place on this video, with 3 players ranking a 7 out of 16. I'll start with Brandon Lewis, a 22-year-old corner infield prospect in the Dodgers organization who absolutely demolished low and high A this season. Through both levels, Lewis hit 30 home runs while maintaining a 269 batting average and an elite level ISOP of 297. He has above average power and the ability to make enough contact, at least in the lower levels, to get to his power. Being able to buy a 30 homer a year prospect auto for $10 seems like a no-brainer, but there are some things to consider before you do. Lewis posted a 30% K rate in both low A and high A this season as a 22-year-old. Those percentages seem a bit high for someone who is also older than the league average. Another thing to consider is that he played about 30 games at first base this season, and his below average speed and defense may put even more pressure on his bat. What I'd really like to see before I go all in on Brandon Lewis is a full season in AA to see if he can make enough contact to get to his above average power. Right now, he ranks 7 out of 16 on my prospect scale, and his autos can be found in 2020 Bowman Chrome. Our next prospect is a towering 6'5" outfielder in the New York Yankees organization with an 80 grade power ceiling. Anthony Garcia is a massive 21-year-old with above average speed. Before we start, let me explain the asterisk you see on this chart. Over the course of only 153 plate appearances this season, Garcia hit 306 with 14 home runs and 15 stolen bases. Over the course of a full season, he could have easily been a 30-30 player. He's also a true outfielder, but because the Yankees farm system is so outfield heavy, he got a lot of reps at first base this year. The final asterisk is in the age level column because he just turned 21, but played the entire minor league season as a 20-year-old. Anthony Garcia's ceiling is just under the moon, but there are several factors to consider before buying. He has a lot of trouble staying healthy. He was sidelined for much of the 2021 season with a leg injury and only had 17 plate appearances in the entire 2019 season. If we do the math and add the missed year for COVID, that is 170 plate appearances in 3 years. He's also been striking out at an alarming rate most of his career and finishing the 2021 season with a 36.8 K rate. Garcia is probably one of the most risky players on this list, grading a 7 out of 16. But if he can stay healthy and cut down his K rate, there could be some serious ROI for him in the future. You can find his Bowman Chrome First Autos in 2020 Bowman Chrome for around $25. Our next sleeper prospect with a score of 6 out of 17 is Evan Carter, a recently turned 19-year-old outfield prospect in the Texas Rangers organization. One of the youngest players in low A this year, Carter got off to a scorching hot start before cooling off due to a stress fracture in his lower back. Carter finished the season with only 2 home runs, 12 stolen bases, and a .236 batting average across 146 plate appearances. His sample size is almost too small to make a clear-cut decision on his future abilities, and no one knows how long the back injury affected his play before the Rangers actually shut him down. Carter is said to have an advanced approach at the plate to add to a large 6'3" frame that could hold some more quality mass. He also has above average speed that could play well if he were to develop some power to add to his hit tool. Evan Carter First Chrome Autos can be found in 2020 Bowman Draft for around $25. Finally, our highest ranked player on this list with a score of 9 out of 16 is Atlanta Braves prospect Vaughn Grissom. The 20-year-old shortstop's lowest grade is his hit tool, but he has had it on display recently. Grissom played across 2 levels this year, low A and high A, and hit well above 300 in each. He also held a 1-to-1 K-to-walk ratio, maintained a K percentage under 10, and had an astonishing 21% walk rate in high A. Grissom's only current weakness right now is power, but that is usually the last tool to develop with these young players. His ISOP was average at 147, and he only hit 7 home runs in around 400 plate appearances. If Grissom can grow into a bit more power and maintain his current plus hit tool and approach, we may see him in Atlanta sooner than later. You can find his autos in 2020 Bowman Chrome for around $25. That's going to wrap up this episode. If you guys are chasing any sleepers, be sure to mention them in the comments so I can check it out. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out my other sleeper prospect videos. Also, if you enjoy my content, please subscribe and help me reach my goal of 500 subscribers. If you enjoy my content on YouTube, check out my Facebook group. I'll put a link in the description. Thanks again for watching, guys. Everybody have a good one.